to keep your vehicle in great running condition, you got to keep up on its maintenance. And there's lots of things that need to be maintained in your vehicle. There's lots of moving parts, so sooner or later things will break down on you. So today's video, I'm just going to be talking about a lot of the things that will break down and pretty much the mileage that they'll break down and probably the cost that it'll be approximate in order to replace that. One of the biggest things you'll probably have to replace a lot is your battery. They usually recommend about every 4 to 6 years. It's really not based on mileage. So anywhere between the 4 and 6 year range is usually a pretty good time to change your battery. You will have to change it more often if you're in hot temperatures, because the hot temperature actually evaporates a lot of the water and stuff out of the battery, therefore making it not last as long. Cost of batteries are probably going to be anywhere between about $100 and $300. So next step is going to be your brake pads. This depends on your driving skills again and how you drive. So if you brake a lot or if you go a lot off-roading, and actually what kind of brake pads you have. So there's 3 different kinds. You got organic, semi-metallic, and ceramic. So ceramic are probably going to be your longest lasting ones, and organic are going to be your shortest lasting ones. So usually somewhere between about 30 and 70,000 miles. So there's a wide range again. Just make sure you keep an eye on it and check the millimeters on that. And once you get down far enough, you'll have to replace it. Prices range anywhere between about $50 if you want to replace them yourselves to probably about $300 if you want a dealership to do that for you. All right, along with brake pads is going to be your tires. They usually, again, depend on your driving skills and what tires you get. They can last anywhere between probably about 3 and 7 years, or about like 30,000 to about 80,000 miles. And then prices are going to range again widely. If you got a car, they might be as cheap as a couple $100. If you get a truck like this, it's probably going to be somewhere up to be about $1,000, maybe $2,000 for all 4 tires. All right, now we'll get into some of the parts that you don't really usually think about. So the first thing is probably going to be your fuel pump. It usually lasts about 60,000 miles, and to replace that, it's going to be somewhere between about $500 and $700. Next up will be your water pump. That'll last usually between about 6 to 8 years, and it'll probably be about between 60 and 80,000 miles. And your cost to replace that will be about $300 to $700. Your suspension might need replaced. That usually lasts about 50 to 75,000 miles. And can cost anywhere between about $200 to about $2,000. And lastly will be your transmission, which is going to be your big one. It's going to be about usually around like 70, 80,000 miles, and can cost anywhere between about $1,500 to about $3,500 to replace. So there you have it, guys. There's a list of the top worn out parts in your vehicle, the mileage that they go out, and the price of them to replace them. So make sure you keep an eye on them. Once you get around that range, make sure you check those parts out or bring it into the dealership and make sure they check those for you, because you don't want to have those issues down the road and not know that they're coming. So just kind of prepare for those bills and stuff if you plan on keeping your vehicle for a while too, so you don't get into those predicaments and then the money's just kind of like, too much money to be spending. You know those things are kind of coming, they're going to wear out. So just keep an eye on them, make sure you keep them as well maintained as possible. And if you guys have any questions on anything, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you guys later.